Hello, everybody. How's it going? I am sitting here today with the amazing and talented Ruby Clocker. How are you doing?
Hey, good.
Good, good. So, um, tell everybody about yourself here. It looks like you're doing a little bit of acting lately.
Yeah. I go to the Performing Institute of Minnesota High School in Eden Prairie. I'm a theater major. I'm going into my junior year.
It looks here. The last thing I saw was Clue.
Yeah, I was Mrs. White in Clue.
Fun.
It was so fun.
And then let's see here. What else do I got in my notes? You won an award.
I did. I won an Outstanding Achievement in Theater award for my part in Sleepy Hollow this fall. I was Brom
and
Bones.
and that was outside.
Yeah, it was all like a traveling show. It was like we had four destinations. It was all around the school.
Okay.
And it was like there's this destination, there's one over here, there's one over here, there's one over here, and then you come back here at the end.
How'd that work for the crowd?
So the crowd, we kind of did it in a way. It was around Halloween time.
Hmm.
So we did it in a way like it was like a haunted like trail walk. And
Okay.
so it was like as the crowd would follow us, we'd be following them and be like interacting with them and being like, don't look into the woods too long. Like, don't pay attention to it. If you don't pay attention to it, nothing's going to happen.
I have never heard of anything like that before.
It was super fun because we were all thinking about how it was still in the fall and my school last year didn't go back fully for
Okay.
because of COVID. And
Yes.
so we were trying to think of a way that we could still make like an awesome experience for everyone, but still be like COVID safe. So it being outside just made the most sense. And then we like could all like collabed and made this like these cool ideas.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, I noticed that your TikTok blows up pretty good too, huh?
Yeah. I just make like random stuff about my family or friends.
I've seen a couple of them. They're hilarious. I think the last one
Nice.
I saw was you and I think a friend of yours, or maybe you guys are walking through a parking ramp or something. Maybe Morticia's with you guys.
Yeah, that was my friend Reese.
Oh, that one was good. That one was good. Um,
Nice.
10.3 million. You
Yeah.
you go, girl.
Nice.
So what are you getting up to now? You got I'm guessing school's done. You got kind of summer things going on, but working on anything?
Not really right now, just kind of preparing for the next theater season and like reviewing all the stuff that we're going to be doing next year.
Okay. I had heard
Mhm.
something about choir.
Yeah, I just
You
got
just
into
randomly just decide to sing now, and all of a sudden you're like first chair.
I guess I like last year I just cuz I'm a theater major, not a musical theater major, so I don't have to take choir or dance classes, like it's optional
Okay.
to me. And I was like, I did choir in middle school and like I can sing, like I'm just going to like do it because it'll like help me. And I did like the basic beginner choir and then at the end of the school year, my choir teacher was like, "Ruby, you should audition for like Pim Singers, which is like the top group." And then I got to so I'm really
Amazing.
excited.
That's why I said amazing and talented,
Oh,
because that's what it
thanks.
seems like. So we're here. We're going to talk about Stranger Things for a little bit because I think you love
Yes.
the show about as much as I do,
I
maybe even more.
love. Yes.
So we got Volume One. When did
Mm.
that was what, June 6th or something? It came out.
I think it was June. Yeah, like June 6th.
Yeah. So and we're all waiting for Volume Two here. What do we got? Two more episodes left or three?
I think it's
I think
another
it's just
whole
two.
half. Really?
I think it's just two more episodes and they're long, long. I think
Yeah,
they're
because
like two and a half, 3 hours or something.
the season finale. Well, not the season finale, but like the volume finale for volume one was like 2.5 hours long.
It didn't seem like it to me.
No, because it was
I,
just like action, action, action.
I didn't watch it all in one day like I normally would. And
Mm.
even the way Netflix is releasing this is kind of like we got you guys by the balls. So
Yeah.
it's like you were gonna make you watch this and then wait another month.
Mm.
So, but I'm excited. Volume two is I think what 6 days away or something. It's got to be
Yeah, I think
July
it comes
1st.
out. Yeah, July 1st.
when we're taping this, it's 6 days away. When I actually put it up, who knows? So we start out here. Chapter 1 is called the Hellfire Club, and we immediately start with a flashback, and this is kind of like going to be the catalyst of the whole kind of series. The way I look at it, it's that constant flashback with Eleven, and it's when she's a kid. And at this point, obviously, in episode 1, we don't really know what's going on. We just know that a lot of people are dead. That's how we're back at Hawkins' lab, and then we get that kicks in, and then we kind of just meet everybody again. We kind of see what they've been doing for the last couple years. So what I got is, let's see here, Joyce is selling encyclopedias, so that's a thing now.
Just going working from home.
Jonathan, the whole Byers family moved to California at the end of the last season. So now Jonathan apparently just smokes weed all day and hangs out with this really cool dude named Argyle.
I love him.
And apparently Argyle can handle his shit more than Jonathan, it seems like.
Yeah.
Mike is still hanging out in Hawkins. We got Steve and Robin. They're working at a video store now instead of Scoops Ahoy. Max is having some troubles, definitely. She is not taking the death of her brother very well. What else do we got? We got Lucas wants to be cool. He's trying to be the hip dude. Like, he wants to be on the basketball squad. And we meet one of my favorites. We meet Eddie, the leader of Hellfire, the D&D club, Hellfire. Did I forget anybody here? Kind of Steve, Robin,
what about
Lucas,
Elle?
Max. Well, Elle she's in California, and she's not doing really good either.
No.
They are not having a good time. her and I want to say Noah, Will. Her and Will. Yeah. I mean, it seems like Will's handling it a little better, but she's getting picked on.
Yeah.
Angela is a bitch.
Yeah, I feel like Will's always been picked on, though, so he's kind of just like, this is just how it is. But, like, when I was... Okay, yeah, I'll talk about this later, because it's, like, spoiling later parts.
We are going to get into some weird stuff later once we kind of run through the episodes. But I didn't even read. Fun fact, the movie starts, or the series, that first zoom in on California, if you go back to the earlier seasons, that's like Will's birthday. Nobody's celebrating his birthday. Like it's like June 17th or whatever. And then like in the first season or whatever, we learn that that's actually his birthday. And nobody gives a shit.
No, it's in season 2 when he's like being possessed by the mind flare and stuff. And like Joyce is trying to make him come back. It's like, remember, it's your birthday in this week. And now she just doesn't even care. Remember that time I saved your life? Because by saying it was your birthday?
No. Will's definitely getting like the kind of shit end of this stick, man, this whole season. But we can get into that more. We'll get more into that.
Yeah.
You have some theories. I have some theories. So the first episode, Hellfire Club, we kind of meet everybody. And then we go into chapter 2 as Vecna's curse. And we oh, wait, you know what I did? In the first episode, is that when she goes?
At the end, man. Chrissy, wake up! I don't like this.
Well, Chrissy and Eddie, they have such good chemistry on camera, and another thing that I found out was that the writers, after seeing that, wished they wouldn't have killed her off.
Yeah, I was so ready for this whole like basic 80s rom-com, like, oh, you don't remember me because you're like cool now, and then they're like together.
Like he was gonna end up getting the girl at the end of it from the douchebag Jason, the jock, the leader or whatever, the
punk, with
the metalhead gets the girl, gets the cheerleader,
gets the girl next door,
like Revenge of the Nerds, except without the sexual harassment.
Yeah.
So Chrissy's looking to get some weed from Eddie, and apparently that takes a turn for the worse because she jumps right into ketamine. And I don't know if you know anything about drugs, but ketamine is not the next step after weed.
No.
There's a lot of steps between there. And she's like, can you find me some ketamine? Like, I was just like, wow.
Here's weed. Here's ketamine.
It's a big step. I don't know. They that maybe in the 80s it was a thing. I don't know. I guess,
Yeah. But I mean, I
So
guess she's thinking she's going like crazy. So
yeah,
it's like, what else do I have to lose?
right. So right there, that's how the first episode ends. We know what's going on, but well, actually, we don't even know what's going on. Not kind of tell the second one once Eddie kind of starts telling his side of the story.
Mm.
So we find out in chapter 2 what happened to Chrissy, and the whole, well, I don't know if the whole town, but definitely certain crew in the town kind of get the insight that Eddie's a part of it.
Hmm.
But then we find out that we hear his side of the story, and then you kind of, let's see, don't we? I think, what do we got here? Chapter 2, we find out Hopper's alive.
Yes.
So, and you kind of knew that from the end of the third one or whatever, because they're like, whatever,
Yeah.
bring the American or whatever. So you kind of get a vibe that he's going to be alive.
Hmm. I was so
And
happy.
then we hear the story of Victor Creel. So then we kind of,
Mm.
I don't think it happens till later. That's not when Nancy sits down with Eddie's dad, is it? Not right away.
No, we find out from no, that is how we find out. We find out from Eddie's dad uncle.
Nancy and Fred go to that trailer
Yeah.
park, and all those cops are
Yeah.
there, and they kind of get. And then we lose Fred too,
Yep.
which in my mind wasn't a super bad thing. He's kind of a douchebag.
Oh, I did not like him the way he was talking to Nancy in the car. I was like,
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to hit on her or whatever he's trying to
yeah.
do, but I mean,
He
it's
was
like, come on,
trying
bro.
he was trying to be like a total like I he's out there, but like I'm right here.
I'm right
Like,
here, baby.
why can't you see? Why can't you see you belong with me?
Yeah, he
Like
says
full
something
Taylor
snidey
Swift
in the fucking.
moment.
He says something in the car where he's like, "Yes, I'm actually here in present, unlike
Yeah, it's like
some
shut
people." And it's just like,
up.
dude, I'll slap you through the TV.
Literally.
So that okay, so that is chapter 2. So she's not working for the other. Is she just at the school paper again?
Yeah, she's at the school paper.
Is it?
And
Is
he's
it the
like
school?
it's a school paper and he's like her
Oh yeah, because of the
like second
basketball thing.
hand.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
basically
because
what
she quit
Jonathan
the
was
other
last
place.
time, right?
Yeah.
And then let's see, what else did I have written down for that? That whole car accident thing with Fred. Because what we're gonna get into, or what we can, I guess, get into now, is that all these people that are getting affected by Victor kind of have some past trauma that they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And Fred's dealing with a car accident. We didn't see that, did we? Like, that's not the car accident from
No.
season 3.
No, I don't think so because it shows just like what like before he dies, the like
Yeah.
scene that he's
But
seeing in
unless
his
I'm getting
mind.
2 movies confused, which I might be, isn't there like a car accident in season 3
I
where they're in the
don't
woods and then they find, like, they dig, or like Nancy or somebody's like, and they find like something. I thought I could be getting them confused. I haven't seen
I
season
think I don't
3 in a while.
remember. I haven't either. I don't
Like,
remember.
you're going through them again, right?
Yeah, with my friends. Some of my friends haven't seen the show yet, so I've been rewatching it and like seeing how the like Duffer Brothers really tie everything from all the seasons, even though so much time has passed, is like so like entertaining. Like there's a part in like season 1 where Mike is like, "Oh, I was being bullied," and I was like, "Yeah, I understand." It's like
Yeah.
she does.
Now, yep. Now, yeah.
She
No, the
does
Duffer Brothers,
understand.
they're kicking ass, dude.
They
They're
kill it.
they're doing a really good job.
Yeah.
They embody certain things that I find through the seasons. Like, definitely season 1 would be like that ET vibe,
Mhm.
Goonies, the kid adventure. And this one
Mhm.
seems like we have a globe-trotting adventure. I mean, everybody kind of separated in season 3 too, kind of. But this
Mhm.
one's really spread out. You got a crew in Russia, you got your California crew, and then you got your Hawkins crew,
Susie.
Indiana.
And then
So,
Susie in Nevada. Where is she?
she's in Utah. No,
Utah.
no, no. Is she in Nevada? You might be
I
right.
think she's in Nevada. Because it's like, I remember it's like California and then there's one.
Yep.
And then this one.
Yep. And then they do say something about Nevada. It seems
Yeah.
like more of a Utah vibe. I mean, they're really
Yeah.
fundamental Christians, or whatever. They're doing some
Yeah.
weird way of raising their kids.
It's so weird. Like she is, but like none of her other siblings are like with that.
that whole scene when Argyle walks in and those guys, and you got the Shakespeare kids, you got the dude making the film, you got the
Yeah.
weird caveman dude that's just like shooting arrows, and
Yeah. The like one girl that's like acting.
yeah. So chapter 3, monsters and superheroes. That's where Joyce and I guess we didn't even say we got to meet Murray. Our boy
Yes.
Murray, Murray shows up,
Murray. I love
and
Murray.
I love Murray too.
He's the
Um,
best.
I'm not even sure because of the notes that I wrote; they're so screwed up. But we'll just go from wherever here. So Joyce gets that package in the mail, and she knows right away it's got to be Hopper.
Mm-hmm.
And then she immediately calls Murray, and I don't know why she broke the doll the way she did. Like that seems like
Yeah.
a lot of extra steps to just like get inside a glass doll that you can just throw on the
Yeah.
ground.
I think that Murray's point was like, oh, if there's a bomb in it, you don't want to like throw it and set it off. That's why she had to be like far away or something. But still,
She's
if
not
it
even
was a
far
bomb,
away. She's not even
no,
far
if there
away.
was a bomb, she would have still.
So yeah, so they're having dinner now. They're at the buyer's house. They're having dinner, and Joyce kind of lets them know. Well, she lies. She tells them like there's an encyclopedia convention or something going on in Alaska,
Mm-hmm.
so they got to get out of there. It looks like also I wrote down we're seeing by chapter 3 we're kind of seeing how Vecna's gaining his powers from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like, I mean, we learn later on that he's opening rifts actually through doing all these, whatever you call it, killing,
Yeah. Possession.
making their bones go.
All the like TikToks of people doing it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like,
I've seen a
so
couple.
messed up.
Let's see. What do we got here for chapter 3? What else did I write down? I wrote down that the basketball team has turned into a lynch mob because by now
God, yeah.
they've all figured out that Eddie's behind it.
Yeah. I remember Luke. Okay, also, here's my thing. Okay, a lot
Get
of
at it.
people. I'm ready for this. A lot of people really, really don't like Lucas this season. But I disagree. I think that it was annoying what he's doing with the basketball team
Yep.
and stuff. But he's like been bullied his whole life. He just wants to like not be made fun of all the time anymore. He's like inviting all his friends to come see the basketball games and stuff, and none of them are going and supporting him. Max broke up with him because she's like traumatized.
Yep.
So he's like, but he still loves her and wants her to be okay, but no one is coming to support him. And like these people are, so I understand. But also, when they're at the like their weird like frat house, like
Yeah, the
partying
abandoned gas station or something.
No, I found out that that's the abandoned burger place that Elle goes to in episode 1 of season 1.
Okay, all right.
So it's that, but like when they find out about the killing and how it was super weird, how was Lucas like, yeah, it was Eddie, and not like, this seems like something from the Stranger, like from Upside Down, like the thing I've been dealing with the past 3 years.
Yeah, well, that and like, back to Lucas, I guess I should say. He does just want to like not be picked on anymore.
He just wants to leave it
but the other crew, Mike and Dustin, they don't care. Like they just still like doing what they're doing,
Yeah.
They're perfectly fine with being D&D geeks. Whereas he's trying to look at the bigger picture, like, yo, we're getting picked on every day of our lives here at school. But in reality, like all 3 of those dudes are pretty good looking. They would not get picked on.
No. Finn Wolfhard. If I was,
dude,
ain't
nobody calling Finn Wolfhard a dork, man. They're like, ooh, he's dreamy.
I love Finn Wolfhard. Like if I was in that school, I love D&D now. I love D&D. Like I'm up in Hellfire.
They're definitely growing. They are growing up very well.
I remember because they're supposed to be
Finn shot up.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be freshmen.
From season 1 till now. I mean, he's grown 5 feet.
Yeah, I remember watching it and being like, I wish I looked like that when I was a freshman.
Yeah, right.
Like, what?
You and me both.
Right? Like,
what else did we get? Oh, so what do we got here? We got Jason the douchebag.
I hate him.
I wrote down school break-in and 11 gets back with Sam. So this
Yeah.
is going to be after the roller skating thing, and a
Mhm.
well-deserved shot to the face for Angela.
Oh, when I saw that happen,
That was brutal.
that was so good though. I was
Yeah.
so here for it. I would
Hey,
do, and I
Angela.
yeah, boom. I'd do the same. I would do the same. And
Yeah.
also, I like how the like when they did the roller skating thing, the like chocolate slushy was like kind of a nod to Carrie, where they're all
Yep,
laughing at
yep.
her.
I definitely got a couple things written down at the end of my list of just different things. They definitely felt Carrie on that one.
Yeah.
And then there's even a little rehash of Michael and Brennan, because in the first
Mm,
episode he goes, "What have you done?" When they see all those
yeah.
dead bodies in the first episode, and then
Yeah.
Mike does the same thing.
Yeah. Oh
She
no no!
smacks,
If I was Mike, if
but
my girl just did that, I'd be like,
yeah,
"Let
but
me
he's
in, let
not.
me in there."
He's like pissed off.
I
And
know.
this is coming from a guy who at the age of, I don't know how old they're supposed to be in the first episode, she's
God,
breaking
like,
necks. She's just like
yeah.
she's just throwing dudes around, and now he's surprised that she took a
He's like,
roller skate to a bitch's face.
he's like, oh my god, I can't. What if I like? She's a monster. I can't. Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
no, they are kind of doing everybody dirty. Like just the character
yeah.
motivations that I'm seeing. It's like we've known these people for 3 seasons now. Why are you
Mhm.
doing so many things that would be uncharacteristic of these people?
Yeah. I'm sorry,
And
but
like,
I love Finn Wolfhard. But Mike, I cannot stand Mike. I think
well,
Mike is
at
so
least at the
annoying.
beginning of this, I mean, for starters,
Yeah.
he's being a dick to Will the whole time.
Yeah, on his
Like
birthday.
yeah, yeah. So he flies to California on his birthday and doesn't even say anything.
He's like, oh,
And
hey.
yeah, it just yeah. I mean, I guess I can kind of see Will being the way he is, but it just seems like
Mhm.
everybody else's character motivations, or at least a couple of them, are wrong.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
my mind, you know, that's just how
Yeah.
I'm seeing it. So we got chapter 4, Dear Billy. This is where Nancy and Robin go to the ward, and we're
Yep.
gonna meet Robert England playing Victor. Is he playing Victor or Henry? Henry's the kid. Okay,
Victor Crew.
yeah. So that part is great. There's
Mhm.
definitely that office scene was great. Robin just
So
kicks into
good.
high gear for Nancy's trying to
Yes.
like sweet talk her way in. Robin's just like, no, you listen here, motherfucker. We've been
I
trying to
am a
get in here.
scientist.
Yeah. And if this was
Please.
two men sitting here, they would have no problem. Truth is, we tried to get in here. Blah, blah, like fucking, that was great. That's
And the guy's like,
Ethan
all
Hawke and
right.
Uma Thurman's daughter. She's
Yeah.
kicking ass. She's
I
kicking ass,
love
dude.
her. I love Robin.
And then so yeah, we meet Victor Creel, and that right there in itself, down that hallway, you kind of feel that Silence of the Lambs vibe.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with that movie.
I've seen
But
the
yeah,
scene that's like,
yeah, it's where Clarice meets Hannibal, and like it's
yeah.
almost shot the same and everything. It definitely gives that vibe. The
Hmm.
Duffers know how to give that vibe. They're like, hey, when we were kids, we watched a lot of this. Watch this. So
Hmm.
that the escape scene's great. Like that's good. And then what do we got? We got Max has now figured out that she's gonna be next. So
This had me clenching my seat this
yeah.
whole episode. I was like, no, 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 no.
And I don't know if we find out quite yet, but we definitely figure out the thing about music, and the
Hmm.
world is now introduced to Kate Bush, and it will never be the same again.
Woo! It's because Victor was like, "Oh, I heard this," when he's like telling his backstory on how like
Yep.
the same thing happened. He's like, "Oh, I heard this Ella Fitzgerald song." Well, he doesn't say that, but like Robin
Yeah.
figures it out because of the
Yep.
humming and stuff. And then Justin and Lucas and Steve are like,
Yeah, because at this point she had written all these letters. She's
Mm,
written everybody a letter. She wrote her mom one, Billy one, all the kids. She writes everybody kind of like, if this doesn't work out, this is what you're gonna have to do, or
mm-hmm,
what she thinks is gonna have to happen.
mm-hmm.
And I mean, Kate Bush is not mad about this. I'll tell you that. I
No,
mean, she's independent and she owns all her music. So all that
yeah,
money, all these plays or anything are
yeah,
going right to her. She is
running up
definitely
that
not
hill.
mad. Yeah.
She is running up that hill.
She's running up that cash hill, man. She's like,
Yeah.
thank you, Stranger
Like
Things.
Stranger Things. I feel like every single like because there's always like one 80s song or like 70s or something that goes like crazy viral every time a new season of Stranger Things come out. So it's like whenever
Yeah,
I
I
get
definitely.
people get the call that they want to use the song, I bet they're like, yes.
They're like, yeah, I'm gonna have to think about it. Yo, these motherfuckers want to use my song. Fuck yes.
Yo.
Yeah, I guess we could make that work. You
I
know.
guess you mean that.
I remember season 1 definitely the Clash.
Yeah. Should
Yeah,
I sing?
because
Should I go?
yeah, because at that time Jonathan is like teaching Will like all this like good music, or he's trying to
Yeah.
introduce him to these good tunes. And I specifically
Yeah.
remember that. I'm not really sure about 2 and 3 at this point because
Yeah,
everything
I
kind of
think
blurs in. But
Material Girl for season 3.
Okay. What would I can't even think of what 2 would be. I don't even want
I
to.
don't
We
even
can just push
know.
on. But
Yeah.
Kate Bush is definitely not mad about the situation. That's for
No.
sure. So we go into chapter 5, the Nina Project.
Mhm.
And let's see here. We got the homegirl got sucked in. So she has now gotten into the Vecna's lair. So she's drawing all those pictures in the morning. Nancy
Yeah.
figures that out. They figure that it's the Creel house.
Yeah.
11's back in the lab by this point, and she's trying to get her powers back. And what else do we got? Joyce and Murray, they get screwed over by Yuri.
Yeah.
Yuri screws him over, and I saw that coming a mile away.
Me too. I was like, "There's no way this is gonna happen. They're gonna get
Yeah,
there."
he's counting all that money, and it's like, but Murray's got the kung fu karate on his side. And he doesn't even think he can do it, but he does, man. Murray kicks
my
ass.
feet are like spears.
My feet are like spears. Yeah, the whole it's a mantra from some dude named Ryu.
Yeah. Also, I love how, like, coming back to like the beginning of the episode, I love how every single season of Stranger Things never fails to have someone be like they've seen into the episode or something like, "Oh, I was just drawing this picture of what I saw," and then someone comes in and is like, "Wait a minute." Like putting it all together, and they're like, "Oh my god!" Like,
I know for sure you got Will and the Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
And then you have Nancy putting all those pictures together when Jonathan's camera breaks, which was kind of creepy. Like, why are you taking pictures of a pool party, bro?
That was weird. I love Jonathan. I will stand for Jonathan on anything, but that was weird.
I won't stand for how stoned he is.
No.
Like, dude, that dinner scene where Joyce is telling him that they're going, he's just like, "What? Huh?" Like, come on, dude. You're stoned, but you're not that fucking stoned. Like, Argyle handles it better. Argyle's like, "Man, this risotto is good, bro.
This is busted. It was so good."
So, what do we got? By now, Murray and Joyce have taken over the plane, but that ain't gonna last long. They're gonna crash that son of a bitch.
Yep.
And I don't. Why did I write flashlights? Oh, I'm guessing that they figured out this. Is this where they're in the house and they figure out that the flashlights are bringing them someplace?
Oh no, they use the like chandelier and then the light bright.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's like way. That's like not this episode, I don't think, or is it?
I just have flashlights.
No, that's not this episode.
And then I have Eddie on the boat. So that would probably be where they find him at Reefer Rick's.
Yep.
Or at least by now they found him and they're giving him supplies now. Steve's just stabbing at him with that oar. I'm like, dude, you could really knock somebody down there. Be careful, buddy. For somebody who's trying to, save a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So chapter 6, the dive. This is where I think by now they would have been out in the water, and Eddie would have saw Patrick, I believe his name is. And Patrick's like the one dude that we don't get a backstory for. Everybody else we've kind of learned has a past trauma, like I was saying before.
Oh,
but that one basketball player, we don't really learn anything about him.
He just dies like at Nancy what's the girl? Oh, what's her name? The girl's funeral. They're at
Christy's funeral.
Oh yeah, Christy's funeral. Then he's like, "Oh, why is there a clock in the corner?" And
that's
all of a sudden
there. I don't even think we really even touched on when they break, because when they break into the school, that's when Max is like, she goes over to her psychiatrist's house,
Yeah. Oh,
right?
I have so much to say about this psychiatrist. Yeah.
Okay, well,
The therapist.
we're almost done going through. We're almost done the
Yeah.
project. I don't have much for chapter 6 or 7, so we can kind of go on from
Mm.
where. So the dive is the gang is going to Susie's house. We got the California
Yeah.
gang going there, and the only thing else that I had written down was that the babysitter reminds me of Ali Sheedy from Breakfast Club. Like they're literally
Yeah.
dressed the same, their hair's the
Yeah.
same.
You're
And
right.
and then chapter 7, we have the massacre at Hawkins Lab, and that's where we
Mm.
learn what really happened. We learn that this orderly that Eleven's been talking to the whole time is actually number 1. And then we also learn that it's Henry Creel.
And that is Vecna.
Yes. So, and if you guys haven't noticed from the beginning of this, total spoilers.
Oh yeah, by the way.
By the way.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, so let's start with Will. You said
Yeah.
you had a lot to say about Will. I have a
Yeah.
couple of things that I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have already talked about most of this stuff, but
Mhm.
you go first. What do we got? What do
Mm.
we got with Will?
So everyone is ignoring Will. Everyone ignored his birthday. It's so sad. It's so upsetting, and I feel really bad for him. And he's kind of talked to Mike at one point after Ella's gone, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," but it's not really like a thing. I
It,
think that
Mike's
yeah.
a complete asshole to him for no reason.
I hate Mike. He's so annoying, but love Finn Wolfhard so much.
Yes.
So I think that Will's getting ignored by all these people, and people are forgetting. I guess that Mike and Jonathan and all them don't really know about Vecna. I haven't really thought about that. They don't really know about all that yet.
I
But
mean, the only people that really do know about Vecna, I think, would be that
the
Hawkins crew.
Hawkins crew,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because Mike
So
left right when all this shit was starting to go down. I don't even know.
yeah,
I mean, Chrissy might have died, but rip
no, I think
Chrissy,
he was
man.
already
Like
gone. Rip
Chrissy,
Chrissy.
like, dude, she should be a main character. And if they for somehow can get her back at the end of this, that would be fucking
That'd be
super rad.
sick. That'd be
Like
sick.
keep going about the Will thing. So
So
he's just getting dogged.
yeah, and I feel like he obviously has trauma because he was kidnapped into the Upside Down, and that was
Yes.
terrifying. And he's kind of his whole I guess him and Eleven are kind of the people that created the Upside Down because when mostly Elle made it,
Well,
but
I think
when
what they're saying is that
yeah,
I think it was there, but when she sent him through, when
it
she
was
sent number
empty.
1 through that, yeah, I think that's where, but that happened way before Will, and you have the Upside Down
Yeah.
stuck on that one day that he went missing.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
you know,
that's how it's all tied into D&D, I think, and stuff like that. Because Will was playing D&D the night he got
so you
kidnapped and
think that
stuff like
maybe like his
that.
subconscious thoughts created the town or something like that?
Yeah, I think
Well,
that's how
Victor, I
Vecna.
mean, yeah, sorry, Vecna. Vecna has his house, but the way that obviously it's separated,
Yeah, I think that there was
because they
only
had to draw
kind
the
of the
picture and put it
house.
back together.
Yeah, and then it's Hawkins. I think that's how Vecna can see Hawkins and can see all the things, and it's all connected because it's stuck in time. And the night Will was taken,
Yeah, but
and
I just don't
like
get why it would be specifically stuck on that day if Vecna
I
had
don't
already
know.
been there. He knows the
Yeah,
town. He created. I mean, it kind of seems like his house is in
yeah,
a total different realm almost.
yeah.
Because
I
when
don't even
Max is
know.
running, it's not like she's running through Hawkins. She's running through that
Yeah,
open red area with all the tanglies and everything.
yeah.
So
You
like
know what?
it's
Yeah,
it's almost like his part of the Upside Down is that he
yeah,
created, and it seems like
yeah,
maybe the other part Will created.
yeah. I bet it's cause I guess when except for the portal that opened when Elle sent Victor or not
Vecna.
Victor, Vecna in
I keep saying it too.
is oh my gosh is besides from that portal being open when Will came in was kind of the first person getting in. So I
Yeah,
guess
if
that's
we go
why.
back to 1, that's the Demogorgon. Is that who grabbed him? Was the Demogorgon?
Yeah, it was a Demogorgon.
Because he hears that noise in his shack But then that would
Yeah.
mean that there would have had to been a portal by his shack.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know. That's
feel like
weird.
maybe
I haven't thought about it.
yeah. I feel like when Vecna when the whole thing happened, the showdown with Elle and Vecna, and like he's like, "Come with me," and she's like, "No," and then like beat the shit out of him and sent him
Yeah.
to the Upside Down. Was like when they decided that like well when that's when I think that might have been when Elle escaped, but also I might be
Sure.
wrong, and that might have been way before. But I think that that might be when she escaped because how else would she have made it out? Because the doctor guy, I forget his name, he
Well,
was like passed
he
out.
already showed her how to get out of there.
Yeah, and he
Re-
showed her, and he was passed out and stuff, and everything was broken, and everyone's dead. It's like perfect opportunity for her to escape. And I'm sure she thought everyone was dead, so where else would she go?
Yeah. So I'm guessing like when Brennan comes in and he goes, "What have you done?" She probably
Mm,
looks at him, shoots him, and then she's like, "Okay,
mhm.
I know about this tunnel down in the basement. I'm out of here."
Yeah, probably
Because my
because
mind, I don't remember any, like I can't think
yeah,
anything specifically from season one. Like,
yeah.
doesn't how did they find her? She's in that waffle shop.
She just
She
is
has dinner
walking
with
and
that dude, and then he gets
yeah,
killed,
yeah, and then
and then
like and she
she
runs.
escapes. Yeah,
Yeah, and
but
then they find her in the woods. They find her
okay,
in the woods
all right,
looking for
yep,
Will. But I
yep.
think that maybe when that all happened, when Elle opened the first portal, maybe the Demogorgon also escaped or something like that. And then that's how Will, because then maybe it was that night. That's when Will got taken. Maybe.
Yeah, that's definitely one that I can't even speculate on because I can't. Well, for
Yeah.
starters, I can't even think. I mean, I remember the
Yeah.
scene. Like it's totally a scene like E.T. because in E.T.
Hmm.
Elliot finds a tennis ball and he rolls it
Hmm.
into a shack and then the tennis ball comes back. But in this one, it's
Yeah.
kind of similar to that. Will like
Yeah.
knows something's in there and then he comes back and like, but I
Yeah.
just that kind of dumbfounds me now that I think about it because how did the Demogorgon break through to drag him in?
I have no
Or is it more
idea.
of a mind thing? I don't know. Like,
I don't
and
even
that's another
know.
thing too. When they find Will,
There's so many
he's
layers.
got that tube in his mouth. So if it's possible
Yeah.
for somebody to survive being in there that long, why can't Nancy or not Nancy, but why couldn't
Herb.
Barb or any of these guys do the
Barb.
same? So, my thing with the Will Mike scenario is the painting.
Yeah, I want to know.
We talked about that a little bit, and it was just like you okay, well, from what I get, he was drawing trees at the bottom, and you can kind of see
Mm,
something blue off to the side, but
mm,
I don't know. I mean,
mm.
we can
I'm
obviously
also yeah.
we can also tell that he's he I don't know if he's got feelings for Mike. I don't know what's going on because it seems like he's gonna come out.
I am a strong believer. I'm a strong
I
believer
mean,
that Will
if
has Mike.
if they don't want to
Will
touch
has
on
feelings
that
for Mike.
subject, it's definitely going to be something emotional.
I think it's very obvious because also in season 3, when like it's in the rain or so, I forget why Will is mad at Mike or Mike is mad at Will, but it's that
Well,
scene
dude,
in
at the
the
end,
rain.
they want to change. And he's like, "What do you think
Yeah,
we're going to do? Sit in your basement for the rest of our lives and play
yeah, it's
D&D?"
that
And he's
scene.
just like, "Yeah, kind of, he's just like, "Yeah." But yeah, they when they move, I mean, it seemed like it was all good when they left. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to have to come out or something. In the trailer
Hmm.
that I just watched, the only thing I really saw was him in that diner hugging his brother. And that seems
Yeah.
like that's going to be a very emotional part too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We got possibly Will coming out, but I mean, does that
Mm.
mean? I mean, that would even cause some friction. So now two people are in love with Mike.
Yeah.
If it is Mike that he's in love with, but
You
or
know
maybe
what?
just
I don't even know how Elle is feeling about Mike right now because that letter she gave him, like she left for him before she left, that was said like from Elle instead of love Elle.
oh well,
Like
yeah, dude.
she's so sassy. I love
Oh
her.
yeah, she's pissed off because he just. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure with any relationship, things just get
Hmm.
normalized, and it just
He wasn't putting the effort in for
yeah,
her.
totally. It's like, oh god, she wrote me another letter again. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll see you soon. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's just an asshole.
Yeah. I don't like Mike. I think like he's great
I mean, all these
season 1,
people
I
need
guess.
redemption arcs. That's how movies and stuff
Hmm.
work. So you had to have the change with Lucas. You
Yeah.
had to have him come back around.
Hmm.
I
I
mean,
love Lucas. I
I
stand for everything he's done.
I swear to fuck, if they do a redemption for that Jason dude, I'm gonna be pissed because he doesn't deserve
Me
a
too. He does
redemption.
not
Like,
deserve. I hope he
no,
dies.
no, he
Straight
should.
up.
He should. Like him and Angela. I don't think they're gonna touch back
Mhm.
on Angela, and if they do, it's gonna be like an end scene maybe.
Mhm.
But I don't
I
feel
hope.
that. I don't think
Yeah.
they're going back to California.
No, I
I
hope
don't think
Angela
so.
has brain damage. I hate her.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Uh,
scene made me cry
which
when they were
one?
bullying her. When the circle,
Oh
like in the
yeah.
roller
Well,
rink.
what crushed me was the diorama. When like she gets tripped at
Oh,
school and that dude just steps on it. I'm like, really, dude?
when she's like, my dad was famous. He was in the
My dad,
newspaper.
he was
Like,
in the newspaper.
oh, like that made me so sad.
Yeah,
She's so
no.
terrible. Hopper, they put Hopper through the mud every single season.
Yeah, they do. He went through it this year too, man. Like they
Oh
get
my
screwed
god.
over. Him and the guy from him and the unknown from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I can't think of what his name was. Wasn't it
I
like he
can't
who's not
either.
known or something like that? He's part of that
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed
Yeah.
that Macy whatever. I can't remember what her character is in Game of Thrones
I know, I
offhand,
can't
but it's
remember
Macy
either.
whatever her name
Oh,
is.
oh my
Macy something.
gosh.
But yeah, so she ends
Yeah.
up joining that guild. So apparently this has turned into a
Mhm.
Game of Thrones
Yep.
podcast now.
This is Game of Thrones now.
So we got Will, we got that. So now Hopper is getting out. They beat the Demogorgon up and he meets up with Joyce and Murray. So how are they gonna get out of Russia? I mean,
have
you
no
ain't just taking a
idea.
flight. This is the Cold
No,
War.
they're in Alaska, though. Wait.
They're what?
I thought
Your
they were
thing
in
broke up.
Alaska. Oh, I
No,
thought they were in Alaska.
dude, they had to cruise to Russia from Alaska.
Oh, I
They
guess it's
dropped
not that far.
Well, yeah, I get that, but you're still in Cold War
Yeah.
time in America. You ain't just taking a plane from Russia to
No.
the United States. So they're
No.
gonna have to steal a plane, get on a train. Either that, then if they can figure out where the upside down port is there, they could maybe try and break in and take a shortcut.
Yeah. If Joyce and Hopper don't get together in volume 2, I'm gonna be so mad. Like, just let it happen. Please. I'm sick of
I
this
don't know.
4-season slow burn that's been happening.
I don't know that it's gonna. I'll be honest with you. I don't know
No!
if that's in the cards for them.
No. Did you see them hug when they saw each other? They're in love.
Yeah, but if you look back on the first season, it's almost like he doesn't even know her.
But now he does.
Well, yeah, but that first scene in season 1 when they're in the police station, she's like, my son's missing, and he's just kind of smoking a cig. He's like, yeah, it happens all the fucking time. Get out of my office. And they're just kind of played off as like they knew each other in high school, you know? But then you learn later on that, like, did they date a little bit or something? Or at least they tried or some shit? And then he went off to war.
I think that they like had feelings.
Okay. There was some crushing going on there.
Yeah. Also, with him going to war and that tying in with like how his daughter died, that broke me. That made me so
that whole
sad that he feels like it's his
scene
fault.
there. Yeah, the whole last scene in the jail cell where he kind of breaks down to Enzo and tells him kind of like how he got in that position and how it's like he is the curse. Is like, just don't get near me. Like, I just bring everything down. You know?
It makes me so sad. And also when he like escapes, tries to escape to the place, and he's eating the Jif peanut butter. That made me cry. That made me cry.
Definitely
like,
call back to the Jif.
Yeah,
no, that was good. That was good. That sucked. He gets burned. He's almost home free.
Oh my god, that made me so upset. I was like crying because I was like, oh my god, like he's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. He's gonna go see Joyce.
They can't make it that easy for you. They can never make it that easy for you.
No.
So, what else we got here? So we got the lynch mob. They're cruising around. So we kind of like, we got the vibe, and then we're going into the second chapter. So, oh man, I hate to say it, but somebody's got to die.
Someone's gonna die.
Who do you think's gonna get it? I mean, my heart of all hearts like doesn't want it to be Eddie, but I think it'll be Eddie. But
I
I
feel like
mean,
if
if you want,
they kill Eddie, they have to kill a main character along with it too, because that's too easy. Their season
well,
5 is the
that's
last
what they
season.
did. Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
what they did with Alexa. You knew
yeah.
he was gonna die. I mean, and it was no
Alexa.
big deal. But
Yeah.
in my mind of knowing what I know about movies and
Mhm.
like TV shows like this, so you always have like god damn it, now I forgot what the word I'm looking for is. Oh, this is gonna bug me. So you have these precursors, right? So
Yeah.
you have the scene where Eddie and Steve are walking through the woods, right?
Mhm.
And Eddie says to him, he goes, I wouldn't have even jumped down here. He's like, she didn't hesitate. And he's talking about Nancy and Robin.
Mm.
And so I think, and it's going to break my heart, but I think either Nancy or Steve is going to do something for each other. And one of them's gone, dude. I, I,
People think it's
I
gonna be
think,
Steve, and I will scream, cry if Steve dies. I love Steve.
I mean, other than that, the only thing I can think that they could do to build that tension and give you something would be if something does happen to Steve and it happens like Hopper, where they don't know yet, and then season 5 hops into that part. But
I don't think
but
they would
I
do that
I
again.
I can tell you right now, they ain't killing off one of them
Mm.
kids. None of
No.
those kids are safe. Like
Yeah, people are thinking
You're
that
not killing Dustin
no.
off. You're not killing Finn off. You're not
People
killing
are thinking
Lucas.
that Lucas is gonna die because of some of the like trailer scenes, and I'm like,
I
no.
don't think so, man. I don't it's gonna be one of the older dudes. And I mean, fuck. I mean, I guess
But also,
you could kill
yeah,
off Murray. You could kill off Winona
yeah.
Ryder. I
I
mean,
don't think that'll happen
I don't think
with
so either, but
Winona.
it would be like kind of weird. You obviously can't do it again to Hopper.
No.
Maybe
Also,
11. Maybe 11.
no.
Maybe 11
Delete,
gets it, and in
delete,
5 they got to
delete.
figure out how to do this by themselves without
Dude,
superpowers.
because also, you know what? It's season 5. This isn't Game of Thrones where they're gonna kill off every single character ever. But
Yeah, they're
it's
not that harsh with us. They're definitely
but
not
I
that harsh
feel
with us.
like we also don't know the after effects of Vecna's curse. Like, yeah, Max is safe for now, but we don't know what else Vecna can do.
We also don't even know if Vecna is the head honcho.
Yeah, because we thought the Mind Flare was for so long, and
Yeah,
no.
well, there's talks about the Mind Flayer still being there because the Mind Flayer
Yeah.
has never really had a body.
No, it's like
The first
mist.
Mind Flayer was just dust and particles. The second one was goop, and now we're dealing with Vecna. So, and Vecna's getting his powers from everybody. So they think
Mm-hmm.
maybe he was laid dormant, and over all these years of this shit happening, that they've kind of been powering him up with all these deaths.
Mm-hmm.
But we
Also, we've
do.
seen, yeah.
I was just gonna say we end the series with Nancy falling in there. Like we
Oh
don't
my
even know.
god.
I mean, they kind of spoiled it with the trailer. They show her and Steve all dressed up like Lost Boys,
Yeah.
where they're getting ready to go
Yeah.
vampire hunting. So we know she gets out of there.
Mm.
But yeah, that's kind of where they ended it at. Now, what's her favorite song? How are they going to get her out of there?
I know. I feel it's gonna be something like super like
Well, that's probably going to be the new
I
hit.
don't know.
That'll be
Yeah.
the season 5 hit is going to be Nancy's
Yeah.
song or something.
Yeah. I
Or
feel like
may
also I don't oh my god. There's so many things that can happen in the next like just like few episodes. They can just ruin everything in like 2 episodes. I'm so
yeah.
scared.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I think my money's going to be on Steve or Nancy. I know in my heart of
Mm.
hearts it's probably going to be Eddie because they could just kill him off
Yeah.
easy.
I love
But
Eddie.
yeah, because I mean, so far you got Eddie in the from the new trailer that dropped. We got Eddie in the Upside Down
Playing the
playing his electric
guitar.
guitar,
Just
and like
killing it.
maybe that's going to be the savior, but it cost him his life to do it. You know?
Maybe because he's by himself. Also,
No, he's not by
I
himself.
oh he's
D-
not
Dustin's on top of the trailer with him. You can see it.
sick.
So Dustin's sitting there. So my guess is Robin, Steven, and Nancy are out doing something.
Yeah.
And, God, it just sucks because there's no point in this series where Nancy's been like, oh, I love Billy Idol or something like that. So he knows, like, oh,
No.
check it, I'll play
Yeah.
White Wedding. And he's just like, wow.
Mm, yeah.
So,
Also, they made a like main. You know how they like Stranger Things likes to put in teasers in their posters for the show,
okay.
and
I guess I
they
haven't
made
noticed.
yeah they made a main character like poster that's like just the one character for like obviously all the main kids, but they made one for
Is this a
Mike's
poster?
mom.
Is that
Yeah,
for is that one?
that's like the season poster, but then they had each character like that's a main character gets their own. That's like just them. And they
Yeah, yeah.
only do it for like the kids and like Nancy and Steve and
The
like
main
Jonathan.
characters.
Like the main characters.
Yeah.
And
You're
they
not
did
gonna have
one.
one of like what's his name, Brennan. You know.
No. And they made one for Mike and Nancy's mom. And so people are thinking that the like Victor Creel, that whole family, that she's the sister.
Ooh,
Because
I have not heard this theory yet. Wow.
they never
We might
confirmed
be
that she
breaking ground
dies.
here, folks. This could be
Here we go,
breaking ground.
guys. This is
No,
my
I out of all the theory stuff that I've been watching the last couple of days, I did not hear that, but that's awesome that you noticed
no.
that.
Yeah, because they like
No, she's dead.
she's no, they never fully, but because they thought that the brother was dead. They thought that like the Vecna, the guy who was turns out to be Vecna, was dead, but he was in a coma. But he never learns anything about what happened to his sister because they take him away. So as far as she knows, her parents are dead and her brother is dead.
Wow, that would tie a lot of things in.
Yeah, because
That's
maybe she
wild. That
got
is
like
wild,
adopted.
dude.
Maybe she got adopted or something, and they didn't want her to know about like her murderous dad, and then it was her or stuff like that. Or maybe she just doesn't talk about
Well,
it.
you'd think they'd move her farther than 10 miles away.
Yeah, true.
You know?
But she seems like I don't know what it like when all the parents meet up at the like house. She is like weirdly like the main parent in it, even though Mike isn't even there. And like Nancy is like,
Yeah, well, that whole thing with the satanic panic and the D&D stuff, that was a real thing in the 80s. Like,
yeah,
you're like, come on, dude. This is just like 4 dorky kids that like storytelling with adventures.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I have not played D&D since 5th or 6th grade, maybe. And
Yeah.
I would say now there's a resurgence in doing it. At least, I
For
mean,
sure.
my buddy Jake, he definitely has been playing it nonstop since he was a kid to this day. But then you have these
Nice.
groups of other people that are just kind of hopping on now, and not even saying that in a bad way, but they got into it later. I definitely have friends that are like now they do D&D every Sunday, and it's like cool.
Me too.
But you know, it's like I was doing that in 6th grade, and you know,
So
what up? But no, I
I'm
think
cooler
I
than
think
you.
I think it's great that people are finding. I think you know, it's good. Like I have no other way to really put it. It's just good to have people doing stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
classic adventure. You don't need a TV. You don't need an iPod. It's storytelling.
Mhm.
You know, like you got your dungeon leader, your master, or whatever, the DM, and yeah, it's awesome. So you know, there is hope for kids these days that can do something else besides play on an iPad. Because I mean, you're younger than me, so it's like you know, I don't know how your parents raised you, but I mean, you were probably exposed to technology way before I was.
I've like the year I was born was when like the iPhone first came out. So it
Sure.
was like I've grown up with like iPhones and stuff, but I didn't get like an iPod till I was like 10 and it was only messages.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't even have that. I mean, I didn't
No,
get into. I
yeah.
mean, I had a computer when I was a kid, so like I had like that system that Susie's using, like that green and black screen. That's
Yeah.
called DOS, and
Yeah.
I can't remember what it stands for, like disk operating
Mhm.
system or something. But yeah,
Mhm.
dude. So when I was a kid, that was the computer that I had at my house. You could play Oregon Trail, you could play Wheel of Fortune, you
Yes.
could play Monopoly, and you
Fun.
had to do everything via code. So it was just like C \A at spin the wheel, blah blah blah, and like also boom, a game popped up, you know. But then it was like you know, for me being a kid, it was video games, Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation,
Yeah.
and now it's like, I mean, my sister's
Oh
kids,
yeah.
they were born into this. I mean, they had iPads at their school by 5 years old, 6 years old.
We
You
had
know, it's
iPads
just
in my school too when I was in elementary.
so that's a good thing with D&D that it's getting people a little bit back
Yeah.
into like some more not cultured, but you
Mhm.
know, just like I don't even think people read books
Not like
anymore.
this all the time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't think people read books anymore. You know,
Not really.
I have very few
Yeah.
friends that are like, oh, I read a book this week. You know,
Yeah.
and
I try to, but
I'm in that same. Yeah, I'm the same as you.
me
Like
too.
I love to read, but it's really hard to get me to
Mhm.
sit down and read a book.
I just have such a short attention span now.
Mine is I always fall asleep. Reading makes me tired. Like
Really?
if I want to go to bed, oh, just crack a book. But
Scrapbook.
audiobooks are great.
I love audiobooks.
I've audiobooked a couple things. I audiobooked a
Yeah.
couple Stephen King books. NoFX put out a huge, like I think it was 7-hour audiobook for their book. There's a couple other band ones I've listened to and stuff.
Yeah. I've read like a few when I go to camp every year for 4 weeks and it's no phones, no nothing like that. So that's when I get on my reading for the year end.
Sure, that's awesome. That's cool. And that's coming up
Mhm.
soon.
Yeah, I leave July 17th.
Yeah, I think your mom mentioned that.
Yeah.
So, do we have anything else we need to get off our minds or get off our chest?
No, I think that's it.
So we know there's definitely something going on with Will.
I think that also some people are even thinking that he might get possessed by Vecna and stuff, but I don't think they do that just because of all the other stuff. Like it's in a
He's
directing point of
attached.
view,
He's
in
got
a
to be
writing.
attached though.
He's attached, but I don't think that he's gonna be like possessed by Vecna and like put like kill
Yeah,
because they
but
already put him through that for 3 seasons. Like
yeah, true. But
it's
I'm
kind of
just
worn
saying
out.
in my mind, I'm just thinking like I'm thinking that he's always going to be like attached to the upside down. There's always a
Oh,
part of him,
100%.
you
Because he's
know.
like the reason, like it's frozen in time the day. I think he'll always be attached to it, but I don't think that they'll like have him be possessed by Vecna. And maybe he'll have like a vision or something. I don't know. But I think that the thing of him being the scapegoat for who's gonna like be in trouble every season is like worn off.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, he looks like he's dealing with some personal stuff like we were talking about
Mm,
before. So there's something going on with Will, and
yeah.
then we got Dusty Buns ain't doing too much. He's just hanging out.
He's just
I
chilling.
I wonder if
That's kind of how
Susie's
he
gonna.
is.
I wonder if Susie's gonna play any more role in this
I hope
because
so. It looks
because I
good.
mean, if you ask me who like my favorite character is out of this season, if I
Mm.
go top 3, it's a battle always for Susie in there because dude, I loved her
I
in that
love
last
her.
season. So I'm gonna go
When she made
Eddie.
him sing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Eddie Murray and Susie for my top 3 characters for new characters out of the main cast. You know what I mean? So obviously, I hope nobody would be like, you know what, dude, that Jason cat, he got it together.
He's got it.
Yeah, no, man, fuck that dude.
God,
Fuck that dude, and
I
fuck
hate
the whole town
Jason.
for not being smart enough to know what D&D is. Like, and
Literally.
I love like how old movies and stuff like this do this shit, but you know, in reality, let's picture me and you are at a PTA meeting and some kid comes in
Yeah.
screaming, man, we'd just be like, what the fuck is his problem? Like, there was
Yeah,
no
what
way this
the
shit would
fuck?
happen.
He is
So,
like, oh, I hate him so much. Like the whole like hero speech he did in the first episode before the like
yeah, I mean,
final game. It's
he's
like
definitely
we're gonna
his.
win this game for all the people that were brutally murdered the past three
Yeah,
years because I'm that bitch. Like
I'm good.
no, I'm so good. I'm gonna cure everyone's trauma and depression in this town by winning this game.
Movies always tend to make high school prep rallies way more than what they really are. I've been to my
They're
share
like,
of fucking prep
yeah,
rallies, and dude,
me
it's
too.
just the whole school sitting there while it's like, oh, Johnny Johnson scored 36 points last time. We're like, cool, man.
Yeah,
So
it's like,
lunch is
okay,
in a half
great.
hour. Can we get
Literally.
going?
Yeah. Be like, I'm
Like
so glad that
maybe.
I'm not taking a test right now.
But I
Rather
would
be
say
here.
that Jason is definitely like an allegory for, a lynch mob, like, I mean, they're,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got this Russian threat that we're not quite sure of either. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens here.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you for coming on.
Thank
I
you.
greatly appreciate it. I did have some troubles here in the last 2 weeks. I wanted to get this podcast out for Stranger Things a lot sooner because I knew the next volume was coming out. like I've been writing these notes for probably 2-3 weeks. So when you agreed, I had to go back and rewatch again because the night before,
Yeah.
something happened with one of my friends, and I was just like, dude, I spent 5 hours rewatching this the day before. So, but what's next? What's next for Ruby? You gonna try and get
Not
another 10 mil
much.
on TikTok? You're
Oh yeah, that's the next move for me.
what your mom was telling me that your TikTok blew up because you did something with another show, didn't you? Didn't you have another?
Yeah,
What was the other show?
Euphoria.
See, I have
It was
not seen
Euphoria.
Euphoria yet, and a lot of people talk highly about it.
It is like okay, like here's Stranger Things and like here's Euphoria. Like I love them both, but I love Euphoria. It's my favorite show
Cool.
ever. It's so good.
Well,
Yeah.
you're saying I should probably check it out. Is that the
Yeah.
one with Zyrene? I can't.
Zendaya.
Zendaya? Is that the
Yeah.
one with her? Okay, because I
Yeah.
see it all the time. I just haven't
Mm,
sat down.
it's
What
so
is it?
good.
HBO, Hulu?
HBO Max, yeah.
Okay, cool, man.
It's so
So,
good.
yeah, well, I wish you the best.
I
You
wish
got
you the
camp coming
best.
up. I wish you the
Yeah.
best in your choir.
Thank
So,
you.
but no other acting coming up yet. Do you have any clue what you
Not
guys
till
are
the
doing
next
next season?
any clue. We're doing
Ah!
we're gonna be doing Amelie the musical. We're gonna be doing Proof, and we're gonna be doing
I know
Much Ado About
Amelie.
Nothing. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm really excited for it. And then we're doing some Shakespeare this year, Much Ado About Nothing. So I'm excited for that.
That's awesome, man. Good for you. All
Thanks.
right, guys. Well, this has been the Rad Show with Chad, and thank you again, Ruby.
Thank you.
Would you like people to find you anywhere?
Follow me on TikTok. No, just look
You
up
can
my
you can
TikTok.
find Ruby on TikTok. She's at Ruby Clocker, and but you don't really do anything else, right? Because
No,
I do
not
YouTube,
really.
Twitter, Twitch.
Yeah.
I do
I
a
do
bunch of stuff.
Instagram. I like
Okay,
posting on Instagram. It's
cool,
just my
cool.
name.
I have Instagram, but I don't do public. Mine's just
Nice.
like I have ones for my bands, which are
Mm.
totally. But then you have like, dude, I don't need people fucking checking out what I do on
Yeah.
Easter with my family or Christmas.
Yeah.
Same thing with my Facebook. My Facebook is pretty much my friends.
Yeah.
I do have a follower system now on there, but before that, like people would just try and add me on Facebook, and I was like, dude, I don't know you. Why do you want to know what I
Yeah.
do on Thanksgiving? Like Facebook to me back in the day was super personal. Now
Yeah.
it's
Whoever.
literally the new Tumblr. Because all it
Yeah.
is just memes and stuff. And like I remember back in the day, Tumblr was like just pictures, memes. And then now Facebook has just turned into that.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, you have a good rest of your day. Thank
You
you again.
too. Thank you.
Thank you guys for checking it out. We'll see you next time.